This program has been made possible in part by
I'm here with Beth Gantz from the TNNA, and we're going to talk about trends in the needlework world. This is kind of exciting, Beth.
It is.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And you're also a teacher and a
I
designer,
am.
and you go and teach lots of classes?
I do. I go to various stores and teach different techniques, and we have a lot of fun.
That's great. Well, let's start with the hat. How's that with you?
Sounds great.
Okay.
We are having a lot of fun with needlepoint right now, and embellishing your needlepoint is very popular, and we are using lots of different stitches as well as sequins and crystals, and so this hat has crystals on it which were hot fixed on.
Hot fixed, but glued on?
Well, they weren't glued on it. You use a special tool
Okay.
that heats them on, and it's a flat back crystal that you
And
can
it
get
goes-
at any craft store.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it goes right on the canvas?
It goes right on the canvas after you're done stitching.
All right.
So-
And then the beads, and you put them on with a needle?
You put them on with a beading needle or a very small needle, maybe a size 28, depending on the size of your canvas.
Okay.
And you use a strand of floss. You can also use a beading thread.
Oh, okay. Well,
Blinging your needlepoint.
that sounds great. Let's move to this ornament. And tell me a little bit about what's on the ornament. If I point here, tell me what this is.
Those are sequins beads, and we found those at our last TNNA trade show in January, and we have had a lot of fun with those since then.
Okay.
And so you put them on with a strand of floss again, something like this, where you can take it apart, or you can use a beading thread again, and it just gives it some 3D, some dimension to your piece.
Can you put them, now it's on a black ground. Is that a stitched ground or a canvas?
That is a stitched ground.
Okay.
So you just put it on your basic needlepoint stitch, because it needs somewhere flat to go.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well that's great. And then you brought some metallic threads and used those to embellish?
We do use those to embellish, and what's great about those are I brought some ribbons with me because they can give your canvas a different look. You can make a chain stitch. You can actually make a ribbon on your needlepoint
Gives you
canvas.
a little 3D look.
Absolutely, it does.
Well, and if we go back to the ornament, and I point right here, that's done with a metallic ribbon, correct?
It is done with a metallic ribbon, and it's just almost like a cross stitch, but it's going a different direction.
Okay. Well, let's move over here. Let's talk about this. Would that hang on a door handle or your door? Where do you hang that?
I would put that on a door handle.
Would you?
Absolutely. And it's fun, and there are different dimensions on that canvas. There's metallics and there's silks, and we're using this new memory thread. And it's a wire that's wrapped in thread, and it gives a three-dimensional look.
Would that be this right here?
Yes, and we use two together and twisted them.
So it twists real easy like a wire.
Exactly, exactly.
And for novice people, you just leave that on the top of the canvas?
You do, and you can couch it, which you would use two threads to do that. You'd lay it down and then
tie it down.
Tie it down.
With that thread.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and then let's move over here. Oh, I don't want to miss this because that's another small project. And you've embellished it with buttons. Would that be? We
have embellished it with buttons at the top, and we've also used the wire again to make the flip-flop look like a real flip-flop.
That's great, isn't it?
It is. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I was going to that was the words I was going to say. You make it look like so much fun. And on the canvas, what do you have on the canvas?
On the canvas, we have over-dyed threads. And that's another trend that we're seeing in needlepoint, where the thread, you use one thread, but you see many different colors.
And on this tree, that's just one thread and give all that different?
Yes, it's just one thread.
That makes it a lot easier and fast.
It does, and then you don't have to worry about trying to shade it.
Yes, and these?
These are some examples of the different over-dyed threads. And so they're just fun, vibrant colors.
They're great, aren't they? Well, and the other thing that must be fun about over-dyed threads, you kind of wait for the colors to come up.
You do. You don't know what you're going to get. which is also fun.
And you know, in knitting, they have these, they're called hand-painted yarns, or I don't think they're called overdyed in knitting so much as hand-painted, but anyway, it's kind of the same similar technique.
It is. It definitely is.
Fabulous. And why do we have scissors on the table?
Well, we have scissors because people are embellishing their tools. So people are putting their scissor fobs, either making them, like this is a beaded one, or buying tassels and making their scissors look pretty.
So that's a trend.
That is a trend.
Is it a trend to have a pretty pair of scissors?
It is. Some people have one for each pair of scissors they have.
Ah, and I suppose you can bead those. Needlepointers like to bead.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
they do. They do. You can use the beads that you're using in your needlepoint.
Well, Beth, that's great. Well, Beth, we can't thank you enough for bringing all these trends in needlework.
Thank you so much for having me.